Trump just cancelled a strike on Iran, calling it a deal outline. Oil should be crashing on that news. It isn't. Stick around. Monday's watch name is at the end. Futures are green into Monday. S&P futures up around 0.6%. Nasdaq futures similar. But the real mover's Tokyo. The Nikkei jumped 4% overnight, while Hong Kong barely moved a tenth. Here's the consensus forming this weekend. Strike cancelled, Strait of Hormuz stays open, so oil floods the market and energy stocks get sold at Monday's open. That's the story everyone's writing right now.
Citi and Goldman didn't wait for confirmation. Both cut their Brent forecasts within hours, betting flow through the Strait normalizes. Wall Street's already repricing the risk premium out of crude.
Except oil didn't crash. USO closed Friday up 1.3% at 129.17. The sell the news move everyone's expecting hasn't actually shown up yet. So who's wrong here? Anyone expecting a Monday gap down in energy names? This looks like a slow repricing. Forecasts cut now, price catching up through the week, not in the first hour. 3 trading days, $600 billion of SpaceX market value gone. Musk's own net worth is back to where it sat before the IPO, before the stock existed as a public number at all. Nearly $700 billion erased from one person's fortune in 3 sessions. Tesla-SpaceX merger chatter's the excuse going around, but the selling started before that rumour did. Bitcoin's at 63,135, up about 0.6% over the weekend. But weekend order books are thin enough that one small headline can gap ETF holders Monday with zero new information behind it. Friday's 278-point Dow gain looked broad. It wasn't. 2 stocks accounted for an estimated 124% of that move, meaning everything else, net, actually dragged it down. Gold's the other tell. GLD's down 1.5% at 371.54. Money rotating out of the safety trade the moment Iran re-skeezed. Same story as oil, just showing up faster. Right, the setup. 2 things are loaded for Monday's first hour. The Iran de-escalation resetting overnight risk, and a genuinely stacked earnings calendar landing right on top of it. SpaceX reports its first earnings ever as a public company this week, right alongside the big chip and memory names. Mark August 4th specifically. That's the pivot point once those numbers actually land. That's the backdrop for the name I've been holding back. It's down over 60% from its own high, and this weekend it's rewriting its own story ahead of that same earnings week.
Right, the name I promised you. Oracle. This weekend it's using a Gemini tie-up with Google to rewrite the AI narrative around itself right before that pivotal week of earnings. 62.4% off the top, that's the kind of number that gets a stop called dead money or oversold, depending entirely on which way it moves next. Oracle closed Friday at 129.87. The 20-day high sits near 149. That's the level that decides whether this turns into a bounce or another leg down. The crowd's leaning into this one. Herds showing a buy skew with direction pointed up, though it's a contested raid, not a consensus call. This is the same screen we run every morning. The crowd gauge, overbought, oversold, both moving averages stacked on one chart. That's how you'd track Oracle into Monday without guessing. So, oil's repricing, not panicking. SpaceX just lost $600 billion in 3 days, and Oracle's the name we're watching into an earnings-heavy week. Analysis, not advice. Apps free on the App Store, link below. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.